Hey, welcome back. So let's see, it's been a while, but we're gonna install our new spark plugs and get ready for our racing tune. So here we go, how to install spark plugs on your Lexus IS. All right, so I'm gonna just freehand this until we get to the actual part of changing the plugs. And sorry if it's a little bumpy and stuff. Like I said, I'm freehanding this versus using my gimbal here. So we're gonna take the cover off. There's the engine there. And so how we're gonna plan this out is we're gonna take the pipe off. F Sport, there you go. So we're gonna take the intake pipe off so we can access the first three here. And then a lot of people take all this off, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna remove some clips and kind of move this out of the way, move this hose, and then hopefully have enough access to these three. And I'll show you a time lapse of me just going through and doing all the spark plug removal and reinstalling or screwing in the new spark plugs. So here we go. So got the intake pipe off. So as you can tell, we have access here now. So let's keep going. We got the coils out. I don't think you can see too much in there, but it's pretty clean, which is a good sign. The coils, the first three, pretty clean. Looks like a little bit of rust or something in there, but we'll clean that off. Now we're gonna take my magnetic socket, get up in there, and get the first one out, hopefully, without any problem. You can find it in there. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna do a time lapse of this for you guys so you don't get bored. Now we got the first one out, and I don't know if the camera's gonna focus or not, but as you can tell, pretty dirty. So it was about time. I don't know what the previous owners kind of had, but if we're gonna get this tuned, let's get the max out of it, put in new ones, laser cut iridium, you know, NGK. So that's the first one. Show you guys the three new ones that will be going in right now and the three old ones. This one being the worst, which is the closest one to the driver's side or to the passenger side seat, and then down the line not wearing evenly, so that's interesting, but hopefully this will help. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm just going to hand tighten the new spark plugs first, so that way we don't cross thread anything, and then I'll use my torque wrench to finish her off and tighten it to the proper pounds of torque required. So here we go. So I'm just going to show you this. So I'm going to move this hose, which has, you might not be able to tell, but there are these little clips that you got to pinch and push out, and it holds the zip tie. I'm going to have to cut this one. It's right here because I can't get to the clip in the back. And this one I already got out. Here's the third one. Right there. So we're just going to move that to the side. We'll do the same thing, remove the coils, 1, 2, 3, pull out the spark plugs, and then install the new ones. So here are the old spark plugs. This is the passenger side, which is a lot more darker, a lot dirtier. And with one of them in particular being a lot more, I wouldn't say burned, but just dirtier, kind of beaten up a lot more. So those are those three. Then these three are the driver's side, a lot cleaner. These seem to have worn evenly, whereas these have been kind of spotty. These two look about the same, but that one's... So just like the other side, the passenger side, we're gonna take our new spark plugs and just hand tighten so that we don't cross thread anything. And then we will use a torque wrench to tighten them up to the proper poundage. So here's everything put back together. Just some advice for those that are wanting to do that. So this one here, the bolt is tucked underneath. It's underneath here. And so you'll have to use an open-ended wrench to get to that one, but you can get it 10 mil. You can get to that one easily. And then what you'll need is some extensions, a swivel socket so that you can get into these harder areas here. But I did not have to remove this. So you can just move this out of the way. You know, it's a couple bolts, one right here. There's a bracket, this bracket. Take the bolt out, move it. Take the clips out, which is one. This one here, I actually didn't end up cutting it. I just took a screwdriver, small screwdriver, and applied some light force and kind of wiggled it out, and the clip came out, and then the clip here. So then you can access that and do that. The intake pipe is back on, and everything's put back together, and I probably shouldn't have put it back together quite yet and started it, but we're gonna start it now, see what it sounds like, and then we're gonna take it for a drive. All right, let's see what happens here. This is why you always start your vehicle and you double check everything. So I started it now and it sounded like an air compressor was going off. Oh, sorry for the lighting. And it was because I forgot to install a hose. I'll show you right now. So I forgot to reconnect this hose here. And so when I was starting it, it sounded like an air compressor was going off. It freaked me out. So we're gonna restart the car now that everything's double checked and installed, and then also give you a cold start, or a cold start, just because I started it already, but here we go. No chink engine lights, so that's good.